I've been gracefully and methodically typing and cooking and cleaning away for weeks now. The soundtrack of my life seems to consist of mouse clicks, spinning washing machines, uncut fingernails hitting plastic keyboards, cries of disappointment, car honks and arriving emails, AirPods on our last battery breath, burnt chicken, undercooked broccoli, and waiting in line for toilets through which I can hear the echoes of a 2-second long TikTok video. Because I guess nothing is better than emptying a bladder whilst watching a dog walk through a narrow gate with a large stick in its mouth. That morning, as I'm cutting carrots into thin strips, impersonating as McDonald's fries, my brain feels like overcooked porridge that has sat on a kitchen counter for a few too many days, and has become rigid enough to qualify me as an eco-friendly builder, advertise myself on Fiverr, and start gluing people's fallen-off bathroom tiles to their lavatory walls with my homemade porridge cement. I mean, sustainably and carbon neutrally so. Guys, guess what I'm doing today in my university? I'm gonna dissect my very first brain. Well, not dissect it, but like I'm gonna touch it and hold it. Look at all the different structures, which will be so fucking cool. I think this is what I've been waiting for almost 2 years. Because that's just the best part of the degree, that I can actually touch the brain. I think it's gonna be super fucking lit. I'm so excited. I lose a contact lens before my practical and have to stick my fingers down a vintage drain that has been collecting dirt since 500 BC. I discontinue my search when I touch something that feels hazardly similar to a denture from, I presume, a previous occupant. I have no choice but to believe in crystals for the day and use my fifth sense to help me navigate the world. Post-practical, I catch a glimpse of myself in a rear-view mirror of a DHL delivery truck and realize that I'm slowly starting to look like a shit version of Zac Efron in that new Fight movie, because I haven't cut my hair since August last year. I look at my watch and see it's already 5 o'clock, which doesn't mean anything to me anymore. I am very grateful to have been blessed with 2 X chromosomes, because my only perception of time comes from when I bleed through my favorite Brandy Melville tracksuits again, and have to stumble into my local corner store looking for lady products like some fugitive on the run from a Stanley Kubrick murder scene. Before going home, I decide to touch some literature in my local bookstore to feel human, and I find myself being jealous of a toddler who is chilling in a buggy. Invincible to the rain, exempt from movements of the lower limbs, and fed by produce of the nose. I see a close resemblance with God. In the evening, I try to think of adjectives that describe London if I would ever create a tour guide of the city. I settle on wet, dark and mouldy, but then realize that London could be mistaken by innocent holidaymakers for a cadaver rotting away in a wooden coffin. I guess honest advertising is not the way to go. As I sit in my bedroom late at night, I feel the urge to leave the city behind. My fifth sense is doing its job, and I can feel Mother Nature calling me. Our escape starts in a town which I actually, for once, have nothing to complain about. It was pretty, calming and nice, and a perfect ratio between engine and bird noises kind of thing. It felt as though every concrete construction was compensated for by its inhabitants by drinking oat milk and tossing bean burgers in a pan of avocado oil and using sulfate-free shampoos. The secluded barn we had booked online brought us right back to pre-cyberspace times. No Wi-Fi, no heating, just us two, 5 matches and a sharp knife if someone got the wrong idea. We ate boiled potatoes, talked about life before the fall of the Berlin Wall, and with beer in left hand sang old folk songs to remind us of our mothers and fathers. We played Monopoly, which brings out a lunatic side in me that I usually rather keep behind closed doors. I think I could have easily passed for a ghost hunter hanging above a Ouija board summoning the devil on my way to hell. The next morning I load my stomach full of instant coffee and a piece of naked bread before we drive to our next idyllic town. Like the theatre kids we never were but desperately wanted to be, we fully submerge ourselves in a role of shepherds and berry-picking wife. We only listen to classical music in the car, pee on the side of the road and try to pay our groceries with a small pig we found in the backyard. Living off the grid for a few days makes me feel like a kid who just lost its first baby teeth, woke up with €2 under its pillow and was now going to spend it all on twigs of sour sweet candy, hands sticky from melted confectionery, face beaming with joy and bathing in a bath of plastic wrappers. The town we visit is a spirituality paradise and every shop is smothered in a blanket of bright paint. We eat strips of fake bacon, get spooked out by a guy selling voodoo dolls and decide not to get a tarot reading because we're pussies. With 2 feet on the ground, jeans stained with crumbs of dried mud and a bottle of €5 wine that tastes like piss, we feel very much like human beings, which is a feeling that surprisingly, I don't feel often enough. I'd say we had a great time.